It's cooler than Antarctica's weather would be. Damn, I think my swagger is a weapon to me. And dudes don't count you off the record to me. So don't be stepping to me, trying to shake my hand. I'm already the man, ain't trying to make your band. I feel the fact that I'm real just make them mad. I be smoking helium to inflate my swerve. I'm fact that I'm real just make them mad. I be smoking helium to inflate my swerve. I'm fly, yes, I'm high, yes. Every lady wanna get to this guy, yes. Go out tonight, I just might, yes. Style cleaner than yours, so don't buy, yes. I'm so debonair, so debonair. 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 You're not really seeing me, dog. Real talk. You feeling whacker than you ever would be. In mind, you think you.
Hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Guys, you guys know that I was a substitute teacher. And so I want to talk to you guys about this because this is a big thing that's going on the internet right now. And it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. I think with the parent situation and with the school situation, with the substitute teacher situation, I can't even talk. It's a lot going on, and I want to talk to you guys about this. I want to actually drop the link so you guys can come up and talk about this with me. It's a lot. So let's actually take care of the business of the channel really quick, and then let's get into this conversation. If you want to join my tribe, please stay by my side. Go ahead and subscribe. Turn your notifications. Make sure you turn them on all. Like the video, share the video, comment in the chat. If you're watching the replay, comment in the comment section. Also, if you're watching the actual live, comment in the comment section after the live is over with so your boy can get back into the algorithm. Let's play the intro. Let's get back into it. Let's go.
I'm fly, yes, I'm high, yes. Every lady wanna get to this guy, yes. Go out tonight, I just might, yes. Style cleaner than yours, so don't buy, yes. I'm so debonair, so debonair. I'm so debonair, so debonair. I'm so debonair, so debonair. I'm so debonair, so debonair.
All right, y'all, I am back. Thank you guys for actually coming in here. Thank you, Nola. She's coming and she said, y'all like this video. What's going on to Cheryl? What's going on to Annette? What's going on to Bart Meets World? What's going on to Tiffany GT? What's going on to Samiko, Janet Holiday? Y'all, I seen this video on the internet yesterday, and it just really bothered me a lot because I don't think that people, we were all kids. We were all kids. We had substitute teachers. And I don't think that we are looking at the situation in a way that is understandable. Some people are, I will say that. But there are some parents out there that don't understand what's actually happening in this video. I want to pull it up. So let me do that. Okay, let me do this part. What's going to Annette Fair? She said, team substitute teacher. Okay. When I tell you let me push this here real quick. As a substitute teacher, and I'm literally not at this time, but this last year and a half, I've been one. Y'all, this is very disturbing. It's very disturbing. Let me go ahead and drop this link because I don't want this to be a one-sided conversation. So if you guys want to come up, please click the link. Come up and let's have this conversation. This was a lot to even deal with. And when I tell you that this is something that we deal with on a day-to-day basis with cell phones, It is. Let's get into the video. Let me minimize myself. And let's pull this video.
Right now at 6, Rocky Mount police are investigating after a fight between a substitute teacher and a student. It was all caught on video. Thank you for joining us. I'm Deborah Morgan.
And I'm Gerald Owens. This fight
Mentos Pure Fresh Gum.
it was caught on a cell phone camera.
So
Right now at 6, Rocky Mount.
Is there an echo? What's going on? What was said? I'm about to play the video. Did y'all hear an echo? Because I feel like I heard one. And while we're doing that, let me say what's up to everyone. What's going on to Cheryl? What's going on to Annette? Oh, I think I already said what's up to all you guys. Jen and Holiday. Not anymore. No echo. Okay, sounded like it was an echo when I was playing it. I might need to mute myself. All right, let's do it.
Police are investigating after a fight between a substitute teacher and a student. It was all caught on video. Thank you for joining us. I'm Deborah Morgan.
And I'm Gerald Owens. This fight was caught on a cell phone camera by someone in the classroom. Since then, people have shared it more than 800 times on social media. WRO's Destiny Patterson explains this all started over a cell phone.
It started as an argument over a confiscated cell phone, and it quickly escalated. The scuffle ended with substitute teacher Xavier Steele and the unnamed student on the ground. Steele's hands appear to be pressing down near the student's head, and the student screams. It's not clear why Steele took the student's phone.
The cell phones is got no place in class. And then you're going to go up there and jump on a teacher or fight a teacher. That is wrong.
WRAL obtained the district's cell phone policy, which says she was within her authority to take it if the phone was.
I want to point out that it was in her authority to take the student's phone, which is a lot of schools that is their policy.
Visible or the student was using it. The district's assistant superintendent says the employee has the right to, quote, reasonably restrain the student if they're attacked and can defend themselves to the point that they are free of the threat or attack.
Absolutely. We do have the rights to do this. So I want you guys to kind of know this part before we get into this conversation.
Betty Atcherson is also a substitute teacher.
I don't want to play her part because she is an older lady, and no disrespect to her, but her policies versus like in 2023 is very, 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 very different. So I want to pause it here before we get into what she says, because she does say some things that probably in her day sounds right, but right now in 2023, this is a different ballpark of kids.
Sure.
If you have not gone into a school recently to see how the kids act, you would just be totally surprised at the disrespect some of them can render.
But she says it shouldn't get physical.
As the adult, that you have to try to contain yourself.
While police are using the word assault, they have not announced any formal charges against either the substitute teacher or the student. The district says that Steele has been working.
So that's all I want to play from that. I want to say something about the lady who just was on here. She probably does have that mind frame because in her time, it was very different. It does come off as she's agreeing with the substitute, but then also she's not agreeing with the substitute. She also is an older lady, so the kids have a little bit more respect for her. As a younger person who is a substitute teacher, the kids don't always have that because their parents look like us, okay? So she can say that, it makes sense. No one wants to fight an older lady at all. They do not want to do that. I mean, and they feel like, she's like grandma, auntie, something like that. So she's going to say what she's saying. But when it comes down to the grand scheme of things, if she showed up as a new substitute, it's no holds bar. What's going on, Barb? You on mute.
Hey, bro. Hey to everyone. I saw the video yesterday, and I had to just jump up here and give my 2 cents. I didn't see like the news, the articles or any of that. I just saw the actual video. And it just left me with a lot of different thoughts. Like I tried to see it from the substitute teacher's perspective. I tried to see it from the student's perspective. I hate that it happened. Regardless, when you put it up here, I seen that it was in Rocky Mount, which was literally like less than like 2 hours from me when I lived in North Carolina, and I do know that area can be kind of rough and tough. So I don't know if this is something they've dealt with before or anything like that, but I hope this is just an isolated incident, and I'm wondering how they're going to handle it going forward.
I'm definitely wondering how they're going to handle it. What I would say is that so people have been pointing out a lot of different points when it comes down to this conversation. One, that there are like permanent subs in the school, and then there also is like a substitute who comes into the school. One thing that I did notice is that the other kids never got involved in what was happening here, which means this is probably like a permanent sub at the school, because they probably have some type of respect for this teacher. I guess my thing is when she decided to come behind the desk, and then, the teacher was like, keep your hands off me. And now we're here, that's where the problem came for me. Okay. I'm a sub, I've been a sub for over a year and a half. I just got hired on as a full-time teacher at the school. Congratulations to me, y'all. I didn't even mean to say this yet, but I did.
I love it.
So
I love it.
I never in a million years, but even my kids would never do what happened in this video to me. They have too much respect for me. And I take cell phones, I take, erasers, pencils, whatever it was.
Anything that could be a distraction.
Yeah, anything that could be a distraction, I'm taking it. Because you can't learn when you are distracted from what's going on. Now, yes, you have a substitute in your room, but my kids know you're going to learn something before I leave this room. This comes from day one up until today. So when I see this and I see people struggling back and forth about, was the teacher wrong? Was the kid wrong? This kid was totally wrong.
That's the first thing that came to my mind. I couldn't see it any other way.
I don't see like what the debate is at all. First of all, my kids would never step to me in this way. But you have parents who aid and abet this type of behavior. And also, I posted something about this. We have COVID kids. So when I say COVID kids, they were out of school for 2 years. Their parents were their teachers. So while they were learning, they were cleaning up the house. They were doing what mom and dad said. They weren't learning anything besides what the parents said. There was no structure at home. And a lot of kids that they come to the school, they don't have that structure at all. So they go to school and then they do what they do at home at school, and it doesn't work. Because the kids will complain before the teachers complains about the behavior of a kid like this. Notice when the kid was on the ground, not one kid went up to them. Notice it was something bad. There will be at least one kid that went up and said, "Stop this." Absolutely not. Like the kid would have got it. A kid would have got involved. The kids didn't know whether to help the teacher or the kid at this point.
I just, like you said, I couldn't see. Once I realized what was happening was after she went behind the desk. I saw, some handsiness. And then I'm like, at that point, everybody's just seeing an adult and a child. But at that point, the situation was escalated to just assault at that point, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like it was a whole no holds barred in a way. I'm not saying that she should have, you know, WWE'd her or anything like that, but I'm like, at that point, it's like a self-defense matter. Like,
It's definitely self-defense.
you know, it wasn't like she was like a toddler or something like that. It was like, okay, at this point, I have to defend myself because this young lady has gotten beside herself.
She wouldn't keep her hands off of her.
And she
and
was
then
getting
she reached back to smack
and
her. Yeah, like
she's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And then she was like, no, F that, you know, I want my phone and blah, blah, blah. I can't speak to how she was handling anybody else's phone situations, because I do believe, like the young lady said, you know, something to the fact of, oh, well, you didn't, you know.
Let me explain to you how this happens. Let me explain to you how this happens. The girl said, you didn't do this to anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
What happens is there's a person who cannot be responsible with their phone. So what they do is, while you looking, there's other kids who are like,
yeah, that was me.
So you can't see it, you know what I'm saying? So you can't really call what's happening with the other phones. And that's the purpose of the entire thing. Now, when it does happen, this lady had to tell this person to put this phone in the locker, put it away. There's been more than one instance where this lady has talked to this girl about this phone. If not, I would say I'm wrong. But it has to be more than one instance, because this happens every day, literally at my school every day, with the main teachers and with the substitute teachers. But what happens when the substitute comes in? Oh, it's free for all. I can do whatever I want to do. I'm going to talk to you out once. We've all been in school and disrespected our substitute teachers. Raise your hand if you have not. I want to see, because a lot of us have done it.
Mm-hmm.
But
not to that degree, but it's
yeah,
like,
not to that degree, yes. But we're all like, you know, it's free for all.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, party. Like we talking, we, you know, passing up, we're doing whatever we're doing, because it's not, you know, the regular teacher there.
Yeah,
we know that.
And so when I'm watching this, and I've looked at the Facebook post, this girl she is going so hard about seeing the teacher in the parking lot. I'm like, I would see you in the parking lot too, because ain't no way possible that your daughter is going to treat me this way as an adult, and you think that it's okay because do you let her treat you like this?
I gotta send you this screenshot from this morning. I saw it on my Facebook. Somebody I was friends with, like, went out of their way to, I guess they found the woman, the subs, Facebook or whatever, so to say. I don't know if that's her real profile or whatever, and like sent this super long, lengthy message about how she was wrong, and like really, like, people, I don't feel like, I'm not here to change anybody's mind. Everybody's entitled to their own opinions and thoughts at the end of the day, but it was just like, you're getting like so like up in arms about something that, like, how would you, I really want to know how you would have reacted in that situation, because everybody can sit here and say all day like, oh no, I would have did this or that, whatever. It's totally different when you're in that situation. So I don't feel like there was like an excessive like escalation of force or anything like that, to the point that it was like, okay,
I mean, if you're swinging on me as a kid, like, what did you expect me to do? Like, get beat up in front of the kids? Because what it does is sets the tone for the substitute for the rest of the kids. You know, Mr. So-and-so took Julie's phone, and this is what happened. So now we can all do it. You know? And so it sets the tone for how the kids behave and how they treat you as an adult in a room. With my school, literally, I would have got suspended. Because they take the kid's word over the adult's word every single time, and it never changes. What would have happened for me was I would have went to another school. The only thing with me is that my school like loves me for real. So like my kids don't really challenge me. If I'm like, you know, sit down, you know, be quiet, give me that phone, they're not going to challenge me with that. I don't know if she didn't have the rapport with the kids or whatever, But I feel like even if she didn't, she was the adult in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that this girl thought it was okay to come behind that desk, because think about us as kids. I would never go behind.
I can tell you what I would have did as a
It was
kid.
forbidden.
I would have, if anything, on my worst day, I probably would have just been like, "Oh, you want to say?" Like if I really was feeling that bold, at most, I probably would have been like, and walked to the principal's office and caused a scene in there and been like, "She's in here. She didn't give up." Like that's probably what young Barb, young Johnny's would have did. I wouldn't have started swinging. And this is coming from somebody who, I mean, yeah, I've been in my, fair share. I'm not promoting violence, been in my fair share of altercations, but I would never have just thought to do that. And and more so because I know once I got home, it would have been a whole different thing I would have had to deal with coming back on me from there too. Like it's just, there was a disconnection. I feel.
And I think that people don't understand that with the kids from today. And I will go back to COVID kids. They don't understand that because COVID kids are a little bit different than our regular day kids. COVID, especially like I'm in second grade. So last year, my kids never seen kindergarten or first grade. They went to school in second grade.
Mm-hmm.
So the structure, the respect of adults, unless they learned it at home, it was never there. They learned that last year. And they're still learning that. The kids this year, they had a year in first grade, but they still are like slightly COVID kids because that respect part, they might have learned it a little bit last year, but they don't know the full thing. This girl, she has to, I don't even know what grade she's in, but she has to be older than first or second grade. So when I'm watching this, I'm like, you were behind her desk. You're reaching around her trying to get your phone because she didn't take anybody else's phone. The problem is that you did not do what you're supposed to do, because even with my kids, I'm like, if I don't see it, I don't know nothing about it. When it comes to the phones, I don't know if I don't see it. Clearly she's seen this girl's phone because the other kid recorded it, which means the teacher the sub didn't see all the phones.
I didn't even think about that. There's another student recording it. Like I didn't even think about that. It was high school. I didn't know if they like said what high school it was. I just know. High school. So yeah, that ages between 14, 15 to 17, 18. Like
it's a high school. High school kids are a different breed of kids, which is why I would never even go above second grade. Because I don't even have the temperament to deal with kids who want to fight. And I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like the kids who are unapproachable, who understand, hey, you know what? I might think this way, but maybe my teacher could teach me a different way. And since I've been teaching, my kids have always like helped me to the utmost respect. And I love that part about them, because even on their bad days, then when they have like, hey, it's disrespect, it's delayed day, they come back the next day like, you know what, I apologize. Like, because I can talk to them and like, hey, I'm rooting for you. I want the best for you. This is why I'm doing this stuff. Ain't no way possible I'm dealing with them high school kids, middle school kids. I won't even deal with third grade kids because their attitudes and the way they deal with things is way too much for me.
So it starts to change. You feel like you've seen it just starting to change after second grade to third grade is when it starts to. Okay.
And like even now, like with my kids who are in third grade, I can talk to them as their second grade teacher because I'm still in second grade to like turn their behavior. And I want to stay in that space even when they become to third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade, all the way up to high school. I want to be that person where they can turn and be like, you know what, Mr. Lay probably is going to tell me what's right. They might be with a new teacher. They don't know how they're going to handle them or whatever. I don't know what goes on at home. At home is a different ballpark than at school. But I give them the love and the respect that they need in second grade so that when they do the grades, they have that comfort zone to come back to me and say, hey, Miss So-and-so or Mr. So-and-so did this. Well, what did you do? how did it happen? But when I'm watching this, it's so crazy that people are on the fence when they watch this girl walk behind that desk. That is red flag number one. She has no boundaries.
That's what I'm saying. It was like at that point, it was like, okay, we're not just dealing with, your typical student who,
Yeah.
what it was. I don't know if it's an entitlement thing. It made me think, what is going on at home? Because I feel like, yes, it starts at home. And I'm glad that you said, that you pour into your students this much, because for a lot of them, that's the only time that someone does take that time out to pour into them and check and see how they're doing and try to, help them with that early childhood development.
Yeah.
Something, like I said, there was a disconnection with this situation, if you ask me, because once she went behind that desk, it was kind of like, okay, so how do you, I almost wanted to like pause the situation. Like I wish I had like a click button so I could just like pause it and be like, okay, so at this moment, what were you thinking? Or what? And also it makes me think like, okay, the cell phone thing. And yes, I'm someone who has a smartphone, of course, we all love our smartphones, but it's like at that point, I think she needs some other things to do, because if she's so like hell-bent on having this cell phone that much, it's like there's too much of an attachment to the cell phone at that point. It's like,
well, someone pointed out that the parents use those cell phones as babysitters, so they're attached to those things. And shout out to California Cutie. She says, "Hey, SoDeb and Barb, that's exactly why my boys are 13 and 15 are homeschooled. It's too much going on." And I noticed that I have a student in my classroom right now. She was homeschooled. She's literally, her mother and her are like terrified of school, period. This year, I feel like she's grown so much because she's been in the classroom, and because her mom came in and said that, we were able to kind of cater to her being in the classroom with other kids and navigating how that works for her, because she can't be sheltered her entire life, and I take a lot of pride in that. Kelly Rowland wrote a book about, a parent, a mother and her son, and how the son was so sad because he wasn't with his mom every day, and he would be sad because there was like separation anxiety, and so I bought the book for her and her mom, so that they could see, hey, this is not normal. Kids go through this, parents go through this, but at some point, like your kid has to get into like society and realize that life happens, and like your mom's not gonna be your boss in life. She's not gonna be your college professors, whatever you decide to do in life. Like that's not, your mom's not gonna be that. So she has to get into the world, and that really made a big impact on her life. And I love the fact that I was able to even pinpoint that and do that for her. But then when I see stuff like this, it's like, well, one, they're like, oh, it's a substitute. She should just be like babysitting the kids. Oh, no. That's not what we do. First of all, if people don't understand this, we have rules and regulations and substitutes that we have to meet. Yes. You can't just go in and play a movie every day, because sometimes you're not just a substitute for like a day. You're a substitute for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, maybe even a few months. So you can't just go in a room and let the kids fail because you're a sub. Yeah. So people with that mentality, for me, I don't understand that.
Yeah, I wouldn't understand that either, because the school system is only so long. Hey sis. And obviously the lesson plan still needs to go on. So that's kind of weird. I just like I said, it just makes me think again, what is going on at home?
Hold on, because the main teacher wants this. So let's watch this again one more time.
Yeah.
Hold on, let's see. Hold on, y'all, because I see it, but I don't see it back in the back of the screen.
Oh, Cheryl, y'all in the military too? Oh. What base were y'all at, Cheryl, in North Carolina? I wonder if it's the same base that we were at. It's such a small world.
For some reason, it's not showing me. Let me redo this.
I just, like I said, I didn't even see like the video on my timeline. I just saw. Oh, we didn't even talk about that. I feel like if people are not having this debate, then they're having the debate over her attire and the fact that her behind was out and stuff.
Oh,
like that.
yeah.
I didn't even get into that yet because it's like, I'm like, okay, y'all. Like, I get it. Obviously, there's the appropriate attire and stuff for these types of professions, but I don't really think that she probably didn't anticipate that she was going into,
a fight with a damn kid.
Like, what is going to happen? I don't see anything wrong with what she's wearing from this angle. So, come on, y'all.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen the uncut version, but her ass was entirely out.
I have the uncut. That's what I saw.
Okay.
And I saw that frame, and I was like, "This is not real." And they're like, "Look in the comments," and I was like, "Looked in the comments," and I was like, "Okay."
But I think people were focused on.
I think it's her.
They were focused on the wrong part because to me, it's like, why is this little girl fighting this grown woman?
That's what I was hung up on, not the behind.
And then they were like, she didn't have any pants. I'm like, she got on a thong. Like, we don't know what she had on. So
not even I don't even exactly.
Everybody's not wearing granny panties.
Sorry.
So let me play this one more time so Remain Teachable can see what's happening here.
The Mentos gum bottle is recyclable just like paper, which makes it less painful. More wallpaperable. And more shreddable. Mentos Pure Fresh Gum. Yes to fresh.
Right now at 6, Rocky Mount police are investigating after a fight between a substitute teacher and a student. It was all caught on video. Thank you for joining us. I'm Deborah Morgan.
And I'm Gerald Owens. This fight was caught on a cell phone camera by someone in the classroom. Since then, people have shared it more than 800 times on social media. WRO's Destiny Patterson explains this all started over a cell phone.
It started as an argument.
Now, let's just even go piece by piece. She's behind the desk right here.
All the way behind.
Already, I'm on a 10. Because why are you back here?
Me too.
Okay. Already.
Over a confiscated cell phone.
She's reaching on her. You can see she has her hands on the lady's chest. The lady already removes her hand the first time.
Well,
hand again. Now the lady removes her hand.
And it quickly.
And then boom. She comes all the way back from Calvary to this lady. And she escalated. And so it starts escalating. This lady has every right to protect herself.
The scuffle ended.
Now she done grabbed this lady by her hair and pulled her down to the ground.
Did with substitute teacher Xavier Steele and the unnamed student.
And now the prologue brawl. I mean, because she's not just beating this little girl. The girl is fighting her back.
On the ground. Steele's hands appear to be pressing down near the student's head, and the student screams.
And they're saying that this scream, but they're not even saying that this teacher is saying, get a teacher. Get it. She said this multiple times. Get a teacher. Get a teacher. Get a teacher. But the news is saying that the girl is screaming. It's setting up the tone for this teacher to be scrutinized.
Get a teacher. Get a teacher.
It's not clear why Steele took the student's phone.
The cell phones is no.
It's clear she had it out and she wasn't supposed to have it out. It's very clear. If the news doesn't want to say that, it's very clear that she had her phone out that she should not have had out.
Place in class, and then you're gonna go up there and jump on a teacher or fight a teacher. That is wrong.
WRAL obtained the district's cell phone policy.
The policy says school employees may immediately confiscate any wireless communication devices that are on, used, displayed, or visible. So, I mean, she didn't do nothing wrong.
Says she was within her authority to take it if the phone was visible or the student was using it. The district's
and clearly it was visible because that's how she knew that she had it, and she took the damn phone.
Assistant superintendent says the employee has the right to, quote, reasonably restrain the student if they're attacked and can defend
The superintendent said that she had the right,
themselves to the point that they are free of the threat.
and she had the right to defend herself until she was free from the threat. She wasn't fighting her after she restrained her. So she did. She did what was right.
Or attack. Betty Atcherson is also a substitute
And then this lady right here, she just destroys all of this.
teacher.
If you have not gone into a school recently to see how the kids act, you would just be totally surprised at the disrespect some of them can render.
But she said,
And that is very true. You will be very surprised if you go in. And I would love for the people who don't understand what goes on in the classrooms to go sit in the class, be a substitute teacher, and see how this works, so that you can then see. I want you to take a phone from one of these kids. These kids are very aggressive when it comes down to you taking these cell phones, but they should not even have out. Why do you even send the kids to the school with these phones? Which I don't understand that at all.
it shouldn't get physical.
As the adult, that you have to try to contain yourself.
While police are using the word assault, they have not announced any formal charges against either the substitute teacher or the student.
And they can't prove anything because she was in every right. The school policies give her every right to do what she did, to give her the right to what she did. So she did. She took the phone, and she had the right to protect herself. The school policy says that.
The district says that Steele has been working as a substitute teacher since last school year, and because the police and the school district are investigating the incident, at this time it's not clear what the punishments would be, if any at all.
And so when they said that she's been working for a year, she's probably a permanent sub at the school.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was, a permanent sub at the school. So my kids, they have a little bit of different type of respect for me. There are kids that do try you, but if you look at how the other kids responded to when this happened, they never even approached this at all, which means that they have some type of respect for the teacher. This girl probably is a person who has caused problems in the classroom.
And that's why they pulled out the phone, because they knew it was about to be something.
Yeah.
I wish I could have like seen what, like, before she got behind the desk, like, okay, what led, like, not why she took the phone, because we know phones are prohibited no matter what, but like what she was saying, what the teacher was saying back, like how it even, progressed to her getting all the way behind the desk. Because that's probably the only other critique I would say. And I mean, I'm assuming, but maybe not even so much so, because perhaps the substitute teacher didn't even think that it was going to go that route. So thought maybe we go back and forth for a millisecond, and then she was going to stop. I didn't even realize what she was like doing behind the desk, other than trying to back her away. I wonder if she was like about to call down to like the office or anything like that.
So if you watch the original video, she was actually calling the office. That's when the girl came behind the desk.
Mm-hmm.
So she was literally doing her job. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. And so when the girl realized that, she was like, I want my phone, but I think she's trying to call her mom because the sub call took her phone. Mm-hmm. So she did what she was supposed to do. Mm-hmm. Beautifully animated said, "Facts on Deb 100. That girl is the school clown and bully." Busy says they need to start putting cameras in the classrooms. The only problem with that is that there's so much stuff that goes on in the classrooms that the kids do that they don't want to have that on camera, because, to be honest, it's going to be worse for the kids versus the teachers. And so that's why they don't put cameras in the classroom. We have them in the hallways, but in the classrooms, it could be bad for the kids because if they have it recorded. You think about when we were growing up about your permanent record. Well, now they have what you do in class on your permanent record on video. And so that's why I know that at the beginning of the school year, our principal, she talked about not suspending kids, because Black kids are like the highest rated kids that are suspended from school, and it goes into permanent records, and she didn't want that. So what they do is they don't suspend the kids. The kids, they get talked to, they reprimand them, but they don't suspend them. I mean, you have to do something like really, really bad like this to fight, like to get suspended from school. There's so many different things that happen because they're Black kids. And so the principals try to protect them, but then you also have kids like this where it's hard to like really protect them, and then it also unprotects the teachers. Whether you are a sub or a permanent teacher. Beautiful Black says no one helps anymore when they are being jumped on or in a fight. Everybody just pulls out phones. Let's keep it real. And that's very true.
Yes, but I think in this case, if we're talking about like other students needing to jump in or whatever, I'm like, I'm not even blaming them because they were saying in a child student place at that point, if you ask me, and you know, we're not trying to get involved in any of that I came to learn. That's it. Like, so I'm not even faulting them for not jumping in because
I understand protecting the Black kids because again, they're in, like, I'm in elementary, like I'm in kindergarten through 4th grade. So I understand that, you know, because the last thing we want is for our kids to go on in life and they have this rolling around with them through life.
Yes.
But at some point, like, you got to like figure out the medium. Like, what do you do when you are actually a problem? Or what do you do when you're attacking the teacher like this? Like, it's just there's a lot of politics that goes on with protecting the students, and there's not a lot of protection for the teachers at all. It's not, and this is why you see a lot of teachers quitting right now. I seen something about this on the internet earlier today. In a minute, we're not going to have any teachers left because there's no protection for them. It's almost like they need a union, like flight attendants or the airlines, to protect them because the school's not doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the school's not doing it. Last year, I had a teacher that I worked with last year. This boy called her a fucking bitch.
Yes.
You know who got suspended?
I'm guessing you're about to say the
She did, because she told him he can't call her a fucking bitch.
What was the
He called her a fucking bitch, and they suspended her from school because she told him he can't call her a fucking bitch.
I don't get because she repeated the phrase. I don't like,
Literally, when she came back to the school after her suspension, we had field day. The boy's mother came to the school for field day. And where our classroom sits at, there's like a little there's a hallway right by our classroom. And the mother sat outside. It was like a desk, like it's like a crossway. It's like a hallway here, and then there's like a hallway here. So she sat like in a crossway. He came into the classroom. She wasn't even in the room. I was in the room. And he went and told his mom that when he came into the room, she slammed the door in his face. Our door was open all day. So during field day, she's pleading her case about her slamming the door in his face. So they called me to the office and said, our door was open all day. And he came in, he chased a girl around the room, and I had to tell him to stop. Like, his mother was literally sitting outside of the room, and nothing ever happened to him.
The mom didn't say anything?
The mom said that the teacher I was in the room with slammed the door in his face. So they believed her.
And this is why, you know, I'm not, another reason why I'm not in a rush to have children, because it's just too much. I don't want to have to make these decisions and figure this out right now. I can't. It's too much.
Once the kids realize that the teachers have no power,
and then there's
what
a
do you
debate.
do?
Just carry guns. Ooh.
I don't think that teachers carry guns at all. I'm still not with that at all. I don't feel like anybody should have a gun, to be honest. I think that
we talked about this. We'll talk about that a different time.
I mean, I'm saying for situations with, especially like I'm in elementary school.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think more from like the outside, you know, those types of incidents that unfortunately occur.
Let me ask you this, Barb, because since we're here, at what point, if the teacher has a gun, at what point do you like use that? Like, I don't know.
I'm just talking about when there's the outside, you know, the outside threats coming in, and you know the
yeah, absolutely.
That's what I'm talking about more so. In this situation, no, I don't. I would have had to do exactly what the teacher did. There was no need for a gun in this situation at all. Kind of getting a little bit off topic, but I do think another profession that should be able to maybe have some type of weapon or something like that is like flight attendants and stuff like that, because you see,
girl, yes,
I'll be seeing.
I agree with that.
Stuff happen all the time on planes and stuff like that. So
ignorance.
This is probably a good subject we need to expound upon at a later date. But
I was a flight attendant.
Yes. Oh my God.
Yes.
people get crazy on those planes, man.
That's I feel like
plus 1,000 feet. Like,
but and maybe not even a flight attendant carrying a gun, but also having like a officer on the flight.
I should probably say that. There needs to be some type of,
because that makes more sense. I also think that in the front of a school, because we do have security in the front of our schools, the security guard should have a gun. Maybe not the teacher, but the security guard should have a gun. Because to me, I just feel like, you know, we're in a time and space where things are happening.
Yes.
And they're like, you know, lock your doors. I mean, the bullet goes through the door. Y'all do know that, right? The bullet goes through the door. You know, hide the fact where the kids are at. They can shoot through the whole damn wall. So it doesn't really matter where the bullet, where you hiding at. If I shoot all the way down the bottom of the door, somebody's
literally what happened with I'm not trying to, you know, bring up anything, but yeah, that's what happened with one of these previous ones, where it was like the exterior door and shot through that and came through. The door's locked.
And yeah, I'm dropping this link multiple times because I do want y'all to come up here. This is something that I really want people to come up here and talk about because it's serious. I know I have a lot of women that are on my channel who are mothers, aunties, grandmothers. I really want to hear what you guys think about how this situation went, because as a teacher, I would love to know how parents want to deal with this. When it comes down to your kid, like this girl who came behind the teacher's desk, who you sent a phone to school with this kid, like come up here and talk about this, because the only way we're going to get through this is to talk about it. You don't have to come and show your face, but just come up and talk about it because this is important.
I definitely want to hear other perspectives on it, because obviously we only have ours and yours from a substitute teacher perspective. Mine, I can really only give a little bit of anything from a student perspective from 10, 15 years ago. So why not?
And these staff, I don't have a lot of fathers over here. I don't have a lot of mothers, grandmothers, and aunties.
Anyone's welcome.
So that's why I'm saying. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. It's not just women. I don't have a lot of men in my chat, so that's why I'm saying that. I have a person that she's doing laundry. Rebecca said, "I could not be a teacher. Bless y'all for doing it. I will keep dealing with the sick. At least they have a reason for being difficult at times." Just click the link. These staff, absolutely, yeah. And that's it. I'm not like taking away from fathers. I don't have any over here. But I do think that it's very important for the people that are here, I mean, to come up and voice your opinion, talk about this, because this could go far. This conversation needs to happen, because as teachers and as a substitute teacher, how do you want us to deal with your kid who is acting this way?
That's what I'm saying. I do understand that it's just human nature to you can just pour into someone, try to teach them all the right ways and wrong ways to do things. And at the end of the day, we all have our own minds and we're going to do what we want, especially after a certain age when we really just develop into who we're going to be. but I don't. I think this specifically was bigger than this one incident, because you don't just wake up. I don't think I've ever just woke up one day and been like, yeah, I'm gonna just go completely left with my behavior. And I feel like this was not the first time. I wonder, I would like to speak to like some of the other teachers and see, like, not to like try to pinpoint the young lady or anything like that, but just to hear like, okay, just to gather more information. Has this been an issue in any other classes? Like,
and I have to know other that are teachers.
I'm genuinely just would be curious. Like, okay, we gotta unpack this, and I'm gonna hope that the school looks into it, and that's something that they dive into, like, because this is not just something that there's much more than what we just saw play out.
Houston Foodie 713 said, I just got out of the classroom 2 years ago. Corona did it for me. I know if this happened to me, I would fight the kid. I mean, I think that a lot of people who are not teachers can say whatever they want to say until they have to deal with somebody else's kid who has an attitude problem. I would love to know what this girl's background is at school and how she's been dealing with conversations with other teachers as well, with the students at school. Like, how has she been dealing with this? What is the teacher's track record? How has she been dealing with these type of things at the school? Because for me, that would kind of settle my differences, if I did have one, with what happened here at the school. For me, just based off what I've seen, I've dealt with stuff like this. I could have fought a kid many of times. Literally, I could have. I had a kid I have a girl at my school right now. She'll have a problem with hands on you at all. She will all day with me in the hallways. And I play around with her and I talk to her because I'm like, yo, you can't do this. I try to help her with, I play around with you, but don't do it with other teachers because it's going to get you in a bad space. But I also have a rapport with her where it's like, she knows, like, this is fun time with Mr. Lay. And like, we can do with the pity pat, we can do the stuff together. But when it's serious time, she would never try me. You know what I'm saying? But that's our rapport with each other. With my students in my classroom right now, I have a little boy that is in one of my classrooms. He thought it was okay to kick me, and I said I will kick you across down the hallway. But now he's like one of my favorite kids because he realized, like, oh, I thought it was playtime, and it's disrespectful.
At that age, I can see that.
Yeah. So and I think he does it at home, but we're at school right now. I'm not your parent, and I can get in trouble, and you can get in trouble. So let's not do this. And like, since we had the conversation, he has the utmost respect for me. All the teachers at the school know if something happens with this boy, come get Mr. Lay because I got him, and I can redirect him.
That makes total sense, especially coming from that age group of children, of students. My thing is with this situation, she has the cognitive reasoning to know that wasn't cool. And honestly, it might sound bad, but if she has the cognitive reasoning to try to throw hands or swipe or do whatever she did, then I, as a teacher, have the cognitive reasoning to defend myself and do what needed to be done at that point. Like,
let me answer this real quick. D-Stat says, find the parents of the kids for bad behaviors. The parents already get fined if they pick the kids up late from school. Every time the kid gets written up, the parent has to pay a fine or can't eat lunch at school. That's illegal. The school will get shut down if the kid cannot eat lunch. It's actually illegal for you to let the kid eat lunch at school until the debt is paid. So that's not an option. We have to actually give the kid a starch, a vegetable, and I forgot a meat. Like, we have to give them 3 things. They have to have this every day. And if they don't, if the kid comes up and says that we denied that, the school will get shut down.
I know that for a fact because I remember, like, in school there was maybe once or twice, like, stuff happened and I had to get my schedule got all confused, whatever. And like when they found out that I hadn't eaten that day or whatever, it was like literally the whole world stopped. It was like, oh my God, we need to, it was like a group of us. It's like, okay. So we were like in the hall or whatever, like eating or something, like, because it's after lunchtime. So, I mean,
my kids get mad at me because I make them eat lunch. Like if they don't want it, I make them eat it every day. Like you have to eat, take a bite out of everything. And if they don't want to eat it, if they don't, and I make them, I would take a picture of it to make sure that parent know that they ate something.
Because this is not about to come back on.
Last year, I was there to sit with this boy because he didn't like nothing that the school made, nothing. And his mom said he's a picky eater. And I said, well, he can't be picky at this school unless you unpack his lunch. He has to eat at school every day. He has to take a bite out of everything that is put on this plate. And so literally I would sit with him at lunch. I would eat with him. I would take a bite of the food. He would give me all kind of flack until he just get headaches and everything. But I mean, he ate. And after he ate, he had headaches.
Why? I would have just packed his lunch if I was her. But
yeah, I don't know why my mom never packed his lunch.
That's good on you. I
mean, she knew that he didn't like the lunches at school, but she never packed him nothing. So every day he had to eat what they gave him.
Mm-hmm.
Princess says a lot of our lunches are nasty. Some of the kids stay with me during lunch and recess. See, the thing is that our lunches at our school is not nasty. The only thing is that they don't put no seasoning in like anything outside of the meat. And so the kids probably don't like it. But I'm like, y'all better mix that meat with the damn rest of the stuff so I can get some salt in the food because, I mean, you have to eat. So,
we had the basic, those square pizzas and the spicy chicken sandwiches and the cup juices and stuff like that. I can't even tell you what they're serving nowadays. Like when I'm speaking to like you and just other people and stuff.
These staff. It's not force feeding. What you get into is that we have kids every day. I want a sandwich. 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 We don't have sandwiches every day. And if they don't eat, then they're going to be miserable kids all day. And then most of the time when they eat the food, they like it.
Or they're going to get sick or they're going to, like, it's
if they
cause
don't eat.
A bigger issue. Like, we need nutrients. That's not.
And if the parent don't want to pack a lunch, they have to eat. It's illegal. Like, it's literally illegal for them not to eat the lunch at the school.
I don't think it was. Anyway.
I can't.
Anyway,
I mean, I don't know what else to say. Like, what do you want them to be miserable all day until they get home? Some of these kids don't even have food at home.
Which goes back into what I said before about pouring into them. This is a part of that, and I think that instead of scrutinizing this teachers and whatnot, we should be, at least extending our appreciation for those of you who are actually doing your job, taking it seriously, and trying to help people out. It takes a village, right? The village doesn't stop. When you drop them off or whatever, like it should continue. Isn't that's what I would want as a parent? I would want my children to have teachers and school staff and all that, like yourself. That's what I would want, but I can only speak for me. I'm messing with you.
Houston Foodie says the kids need to eat. They follow the crowd and they are killing themselves eating all that junk. So what happens is that they don't want to eat the food because they bring Takis to school, Gatorades, and junk food. They don't want to eat the nutritionist food that is provided for them in school. So that's the other reason why we have to make them eat nutritionist food, because at home all they're eating is Takis, hot fries, shit, like crazy stuff that is not nutritious for them. Gatorade is full of salt. It's for Black boys. It's a recipe for disaster because it's we are prone to high blood pressure. It's a silent killer. So why would we prone these kids to drinking Gatorade and eating Takis with full of salt So when they become adults, they have to take medication
That's just
for high blood pressure.
Whew, that just makes my stomach hurt thinking about it. I can't eat a lot of like hot stuff.
Yep. Takis and flaming hot chips.
That
That's what
just
they
makes
bring.
my stomach.
And they wash it down with Gatorade. They wash it down with Gatorade.
Mm-hmm. That sounds about right. I don't know. I used to,
Yep. Listen, listen. I know you a teacher because they go home. These are facts. These are facts, which is full of salt. And then they go home, and then they become adults, and they have high blood pressure. Listen, as an adult who has high blood pressure, I know the benefits of having a nutritionist meal at school and not becoming an adult who has high blood pressure. My hands shake. Literally, they shake because I have high blood pressure. I don't want my kids to deal with that.
Don't even get me started. Yeah, all that just makes my stomach hurt. But at those ages though, I honestly can say that I really didn't start taking my like health, like my nutrition, all that serious, honestly, until I got out of the military, which was what, 4 years ago.
Remain teachable.
Hi.
Hey. How are you?
I'm good. I'm tired, but I'm good. How are you guys?
Good.
I am good. Talk to us.
First off, it wouldn't have been my child.
Okay.
I was that parent. Every teacher had my phone number. If they cut up in class, you call me right then and there. Don't wait till the end of the day. You call me right then and there. Once they got home, handle the situation, get back to school. If the teacher has to call me again, I'm doing a pop-up. I'm going to sit in class with you for the whole day.
See, we struggle with parents doing that. They will not come and sit in the room.
I don't play that because right is wrong is wrong. No child of mine. You're not going to be disrespecting. First off, it's hard for us to get a good education as it is. It's hard for us to get good teachers in the school. So the least you can do is be respectful.
Yeah. And I think that the kids don't understand like having good teachers. Like I applaud my second grade team this year. Like they have been so amazing to our kids. We go over and beyond outside of school and inside of the school. We are very proactive with our parents. And to just see something like this, I'm just like, I couldn't imagine one of my kids even thinking that this would be okay. Yo, it would be a whole problem. And our parents would be like, and you should have. Okay. Our parents would have never even second guessed any of this because they already know. We call our parents for everything because we want them to be very aware of what's going on in our classrooms. We update them on their schoolwork, on their behaviors, what their grades are looking like, how they treat everybody in the classroom, what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are. We are so over communicative. And so to see something like this for me with a sub, because that's my lane, it's disheartening for me to see this because they said that she's been a sub for a year, which means for me, she's probably been working at that school for a year. They probably kept her there for that year. And if that comes out differently, I'll take it back. But that's what it seems like, because if you look at the kids, they never even interrupted what's happening in this classroom at all. She said, she kept saying, get a teacher. And the little girl was like, y'all ain't going to help me? No, girl, because you're probably in the wrong. Like they knew she was in the wrong. And she probably told her multiple times, put the phone up, put the phone away. I take phones every damn day. Okay. And I wish a kid would come behind the desk and try to get that phone back from me. Those kids, they have respect for you. And you earn that from them. And I don't think that she didn't earn that, but you have kids who are going to try you. And you also have to understand how to deal with those kids. Now, when you reach your hand back to slap me, okay, and if it still comes this way, we going down to the ground. And we're going to restrain you until somebody comes and gets you. Nothing else.
Bird Meets World had brought up a point earlier, and agree with it. I believe because the first thing the kids were doing was pulling out their phones. So I do feel that this child is troubled. They knew what was happening. They knew something was about to go down. They were prepped, and yes, they were prepped and ready. Record.
I agree.
Like I said, I'm not trying to make assumptions or anything like that. I just know that the area and stuff like that. I can't speak to the school system per se, but I don't know what be going on there.
Sad.
It's very sad. I wish that substitute the best. I hope they don't like take her out of the substitute program. I hope they just move her to another school.
I hope so. But they already like put her name out there and stuff like that. So I don't know if that's gonna. She's
been embarrassed. Her whole ass was out, and this girl really tried her. And it also I hope that it doesn't set a tone for other kids where if she goes to their classroom, they can try her. And if the school system lets her go, it's going to set a tone for them they're not going to be able to get rid of. Because if she could do this, if this little girl could do this to this substitute teacher, every substitute teacher is subject to this.
What do you guys think that her parents should do? Like, how
her parents need to be a parent. They should have taught her how to respect adults before she got to school.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yes,
that's the first part.
Okay.
The second part is that they should teach her that you cannot run up on an adult. And when you do, this is what happens. Okay? Because let's think about this was a cop. How would this have turned out for her? She could have been dead. She could have been in juvenile. She could have been embarrassed, and she could have been handicapped. There's so many possibilities that could have happened to her. I literally just had a conversation with one of my students because his mother tells him, if somebody hits you, hit them back. And I said, every time you do this, what happens to you? Well, I get in trouble. So how well does that work out for you? It doesn't. I said, not only do you get in trouble, but the other kid gets in trouble. So what your mom told you, does that really work well for you? And I said, let me ask you something else. If you outside of school, because you're protected at school, but if you're out of the real world and you do this, what happens if a cop shows up? What happens to you? Well, I'm going to just tell them my mom said, your mom can't stop you from a cop. Your mom can't stop you from a gun. Your mom can't stop you from any kind of weapon that a kid comes towards you with if you decide that you want to keep putting your hands on people. So when your mom tells you this, she just gives you all the options. You are a young black man. Your life is in jeopardy every single day. What she's teaching you is wrong, and I'm going to tell you that. And if they want to take me out of the school, I don't give a damn. I'm going to tell you that it's wrong. Because you don't have the opportunity for this. Hitting somebody back because they hit you is absolutely out of the picture. Come talk to me. And I tell you this every single day. Come talk to me. I will handle it. Literally the other day, this boy hit this boy that I've been talking to all the time. I seen it. And before I could even stop it, he reached back. Boom. I'm like, now you in trouble. Because you doing what I literally keep telling you. I was like, if I see it, I can handle it. But if you don't come and tell me about it, because what they do with him is they come and tell me everything that he does to them. And so then you get in trouble. And then you're loud when you do it. You're obvious when you do it. So I can't really help you because they come and tell on you. You never choose that option. I need you to make better decisions because if you don't, you're on a pathway to destruction.
Yeah, you gotta take the high road sometimes in life, even when it's like not easy.
At least try the high road and see how it works for you before you keep making this decision. Try it, because I can guarantee you, if this boy comes to me and tell me something before he does something, hands down, I got his back all day long. But I can't do that if they come and tell on you first. and I actually see what you do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, beautifully animated.
Hey. Hey. Yeah, let's see. I want to say, was it middle school that my daughter was at was KIP.
She was what?
And KIP.
KIP.
Okay.
Where are those schools at? Like, are they all over the U.S. or something?
They're everywhere.
Oh, okay. But I went to pick her up, and at this particular one, the entrance to the school for the kids to get to classes went through the office.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of a stupid setup to me, but okay. So the kids are leaving to go home, and I'm inside. I'm there to pick up my daughter, and this girl's up there, blah 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 blah, bitch. I'm gonna beat that bitch's ass and blah blah blah. I'm just like, I didn't say nothing, right? Because I'm waiting for the administrators, like the people's in the adults in the office, to say something.
Mm-hmm.
They don't say nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, little girl, that's not how you talk.
Mm-hmm.
You don't curse. And she just stood there and listened to me. Like, she didn't give me no back talk. I'm so glad she didn't, because I probably would snatch her ass up. Mm-hmm. I don't have the patience for that. Mm-hmm. But so I get it, I lay into her and send her on about her way, whatever. Mm-hmm. And the next day I called to talk to his principal about the situation, because I was highly pissed that they didn't say anything to her. Mm-hmm. And I find out that she's one of the problem childs. Mm-hmm. She's a problem child, and they've reached out to her parents, and the parents are just like, no, my baby's an angel, and blah blah blah. No, you are part of the problem. You're setting that girl up for failure. Mm-hmm. Because ain't nobody gonna want to deal with that mess. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And that was my thing with what SoDeb was saying, where teachers, administrators, people don't always catch it. Yeah. And so being there, because I was raised by a very crazy Gemini. And her thing was to fight these people and beat them up. And she was known for fighting when she was in school.
No comment.
And she switched schools. She switched schools to go to school with my older cousin, her first cousin, because they was picking on her so she could fight them. And she switched school. She signed the paperwork herself. That's how bad my mom was. And her thing was, if somebody touch you, if somebody get aggressive with you, you do what you got to do. And then you tell the teacher after what happened. And my mom was very responsible to go to school. So I never got into a fight. I'm just not that type of person. Not that people weren't rude. They weren't picking on me or saying things. My thing was always, you always going to be dusty, dirty in this city. So do what you need to do. Okay. But my siblings were my sister was in a fight almost every week. And my mom was up at the school all the time because the teachers wouldn't always see it. They wouldn't always be there to defend. The wrong person would get in trouble. I remember there was one time, I wouldn't call it a fight, but there was a person who was picking on me a lot when I was in elementary school. And I was like, look, if you want to just get this over and hit me, just do that. And he did. And then I got suspended because they said that I was fighting in the bathroom. And my mother's like, he's not a fighter. And it's like, well, there was physical contact between them two. And we can't discipline one and not discipline the other. He should have came and got somebody. So then I got in trouble.
Oh my goodness.
And I was the one who was slapped. My glasses broke, everything. So the teachers don't always, I hear what you're saying about come and see the teacher, come talk to a teacher. At some point, the teacher's not seeing everything. They're not hearing everything. And I'm one of those, I'm not a parent, but I am a person who, when I go get my nieces and nephews or my godchildren, if that child would have said like beautifully animated, I'm gonna be because I caused a scene because we gonna handle this hearing now. Excuse me, young lady, because then everybody's gonna start looking at me and want to know what's the problem, sir. Now let me tell you what the problem is. You better get somebody over here, and I don't care if I can't come up to the school for a week because it's happened before. Y'all need to not have this.
But what you don't want to do is cause a scene, and then your kid is the one.
She's causing the scene. And it's hurtful to my niece. It's hurtful to my nephew. It's hurtful to my godchildren.
But what I'm saying is this: what you don't want to be is the parent who's causing the scene, and then your kid is the problem. And so, and a lot of times, that's what happens at our schools, right?
Explain that to me.
So what happens? Like I have a student in my class. I mean, he is a problem child. This boy, he lies his ass off. I mean, he will lie about that the classwork was never even classing, and so you got to ask questions, a lot of questions for him to tell you what actually happened. And so he'll be like, so and so has said to me. So with the boy, this is what he likes to say. I'm going to say what he likes to say. He likes to say, I'm gonna take your mother to heaven. This is the problem child. He says this. That's what he says. So the kids knock him upside of his head all the time because he says it. There's a lot of things you can say, but you're not going to tell me you're going to take my mom to heaven, okay? Right. It's kind of like your mom.
What you think you got the key?
Oh, that's the worst your mama I've ever heard.
But it's kind of like saying your mama. Yeah. And so when he says it, I'm like, listen, instead of you being mad at them, like just come and talk to me about what the problem is. But what he does is he'll say, he'll punch them or he'll push them. They'll be crying, and then he'll say, and I'm going to take your mama to heaven. And then he'll come and then they'll say, no, that's not what happened. He pushed me first. And so then you got to go back and forth trying to figure out what's happening. But through the whole school year, this boy's been saying this is the same pattern the entire year. So at some point, you got to realize who's the problem.
Who did he learn that from? Is the mother, father, parent, guardian?
So what happens is that we learned that his mother told him that if someone says something to him or someone does something to him, he better get them back before they get him. So that's what he does.
I know, like, I've also heard a lot of times.
And his thing is, I'm going to take your mama to heaven.
Parents will be like, oh, like, if you don't fight them, then you have to fight me when you get home or something. Like, there's just a lot of phrases and stuff.
I ain't never been told that. I've heard of it plenty of times being told to people, but my parents never told me that. And
my mother was like that. Oh no, wait, but it wasn't that I had to fight them. It was only with regards to my siblings, really my sister. But if something happened to any of my siblings and I was around, or if any of us around and we didn't help, then my mom fighting us because how dare you let them jump on you? But I like my mother she was one who used to say, y'all, she's an amazing person. She's an amazing nurse, caregiver. She's won awards across the United States. But she was just very big on the do not disrespect me. And I just had a parent whose form of aggression or retaliation was fighting. I am a talker.
Let me answer this real quick from Tiffany GT. She says, what that's kind of weird and scary. Like, does he really want to do that?
Does he know what that means?
As a teacher in the school building, like you have to question that. You have to wonder, like, because we do have school shootings. We have different things that are going on right now. So when he's repeatedly saying these kind of things, you have to kind of take a step back when he's getting in arguments with kids and wondering, like, I mean, is he going to take the kid to heaven, the parent? Like, what is he going to do? Like, how far does he take this? And so when you look at this situation with this little girl right here, I could imagine what she says to the kids at the school. It doesn't seem like she has any kind of boundaries to the fact that she would even fight an adult. So,
right, she doesn't.
Yeah. So when I'm looking at this firsthand every day, I'm like, yo, so and so, how's your day? I keep him by my side every day. He's like my little sidekick right now because I want to make sure that all day, every day, he's okay and he's not terrorizing the other kids because I don't want them to get mad where he has to try to unalive their mother. You know what I'm saying? Because for me, that's scary for that. I don't want I could imagine someone saying that about my mom, you know. So imagine you saying it to another kid. And then his parent is like, well, get them before they get you. So there's no boundaries.
He needs to go to jail. Or they need to put him in another school. What is this about? Like, I can understand getting the girls back and it's cute or whatever, like a cute little yo mama here and there is fine. But you don't want something bad to happen at the school. I think it's irresponsible. He been doing this all year. Send your parents to heaven, and the child's still in the school. That now there has to be somebody has to take responsibility for why he has not stopped saying it.
Well,
and
they have
he
a no.
needs to get a mental.
They have a no suspension policy.
Well, how about
I couldn't work there.
What about expulsion?
And again, I mean, to be honest, when I first heard it, I was like, you know what, that does make sense. But then I thought about the kids that's at the school from last year coming into this year. It doesn't make sense. And I also thought about, you know, when I was in school, we had in-school suspension. And I don't understand why we don't even have that, because even though they're suspended, they're still in school. And I think that the problem was they thought because of COVID and how the kids are interacting, because right now we are dealing with COVID kids. Last year, the kids never seen the school building until last year. Yes. This year, they were in first grade, and then they came into second grade. So these are COVID kids. They have no structure at what school looks like for them. They had it last year, but then they were only there for the first grade. So they don't know, they don't have the tools to be in a classroom. We have kids coming to go to sleep in school the entire time, and they're mad when you wake them up. We have kids who come in and they want to use the bathroom every 5 seconds, and then they just run around the hallways. We have kids who don't give a damn, and they just want to talk shit and play games all day. They think this is Babysitter's Club, because that's what they went through the entire time. So going back to it is just like, you don't want to penalize them, but you also want to make sure that they are accountable for what they're saying and what they're doing in the school. And, you know, legally, you can only hold like 5 students back now to 2023. So a lot of kids who need to be held back, they're going to the 3rd grade next year. They can't even read and write.
Oh, I have a question. You have mentioned about the school pals. Does your school have safety measures, metal detectors? Like, what are you guys? Do you have plans for something in the event? God
so
forbid,
we have a security guard. You can't even get into you can't get into the building. We can into the office and like the vestibule, but you can't get into like the actual school without someone letting you into the actual school part. We do have gates and stuff. All of our doors are locked. So, and they're like those doors, like you need something to get in there. You can't just like bust the door down, nothing like that. So we do have those measures or whatever. But do I think that that's all the way safe? Like, there's no way to get around that? No,
of course not.
And I will say this as a substitute, we don't even have the tools. Like, let's say I'm a sub for the day, right? I have no keys to no doors, nothing. So if an active shooter comes into the building, all the teachers, they have keys to lock the doors so that the kids can go into wherever they got to go. But as a sub, if I don't have another teacher in the room, my kids are fucked.
I never thought about that.
If my kids are on the playground, I don't have a key to get them back into the school building.
I never thought about that.
But if you're a regular substitute teacher, why don't they?
I have no access to the building.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah,
I can understand for like the temporary subs, but to have a permanent substitute teacher that works.
Unless you are hired on a teacher that works for the actual school system, you have no access to anything.
That makes no sense.
Like the temporary sub, like if there was key cards that just are active for like that day or whatever, and they have to like keep reactivating them each day, I feel like that would be better than having.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, have them stop at the office, right? Have them stop at the office and pick up their keys or whatever, and drop it off when you leave for the day.
That's scary.
So I mean, and that was something that literally this year I fought for, because I'm just like, one, I understand the security of the building, because I could be a corrupt, substitute. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, there could be like a temporary card for them to come in or whatever. But also there should be some kind of protocol if something like this happens, for a teacher that's across the hall from me to come lock my door. It's none of that.
Mm-hmm.
So if something happens, my kids are screwed.
I don't like that.
Yeah, me neither.
And then, like,
is there a substitute teachers union?
There should be.
There should be. I'm
Should
serious.
be.
The lobby put that together, put some rules and protocols in place. If y'all want to sub from here, then you gonna have to do this. Well, I guess it's this from the district. That's crazy. I called in to just say that little boy need to go to jail. Y'all need to watch him and expel him from school, or give him an IEP. The one who tried to take everybody to heaven.
Oh.
It really still concerns my spirit.
Does he know what that means?
I would have to.
We've explained to him multiple times why that's bad, and he still says it.
Yeah, I had to get him.
I had to take my child out. My child will have to go, but I'm gonna see you later. I'm still gonna be in the comments.
All right, bye, baby.
I
Thank
had
you
to get
for
on my.
coming.
You can't take
on my
anything
younger cousins, because the way they play is, oh, I wish you would die and stuff like that. I'm like, that's not how you play.
Yeah.
Because the other their parents and stuff, they let them talk like that, and I'm just like, no, that's not how you play and stuff like that. I hate when parents don't raise their kids. Just let them do whatever. It's like, oh, they're just playing. We didn't even play like that. We've never even played like that. Why are you letting your kids play like that?
Never.
Jump off a bridge and die? Like my guy. No. Y'all, no. And so when I come around, I'm saying no.
Real quick, sunshine. Yeah. And that's why I don't play with it at all. Because
right. Oh yeah.
People will tell you their things. And who knows if it's in this elementary school, in middle school, or high school. Because of the way that his parents teach him, you have no idea when that day comes. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I check his locker and knows everything all the time, because I don't trust it.
Amen. You can't be too cautious these days. You never know. Like, you'd be not even on these same topic, but just anything. Like, you never know what another person is thinking or what they see as being right or wrong. Like, what they might think that punching somebody in the face for no reason is okay, but you and I might think like, okay, no, that's not how I was raised. Like, that's not cool. Whatever. You don't know anybody's like baseline of morals and ethics these days. So you have to take it serious.
Yeah.
And what Princess was saying is true. A lot of these kids have mental issues, and the problem with mental issues, especially for our people, is that therapy. We don't do therapy. We don't do medicine. We don't do, and now you have this big ass problem that you didn't cause because you didn't nip it in the bud as early as possible.
Yep.
That bothers me with our community, the fact that we won't go get our mental health checked. It's a health issue.
Yeah.
We go to the doctor if our leg's broken, if we're sick. We'll go to the doctor for everything else but our mind.
Well, we struggle with those things too, though.
Yeah, that's still
that too. But if you're in so much pain, you will go to the doctor. But if you're in mental health pain, you'll just stick it out, and now you got all these other health issues building on top, and then you snap.
Because you're raised to keep it pushing, right? Keep it pushing, keep it pushing.
I'm not gonna pull up D-Staff's comments, but D-Staff, you are a wild person.
Oh, I wish I could see him.
He's saying he or she, I don't know if it's a man or a woman, but they're saying a lot. And I mean, that's the problem, is that everything that D-Staff is saying in his comments, they thought that it was fun, but it was violent.
I didn't used to do that. My mouth used to be reckless though. Like me and my best friend used to.
Yeah, I had a reckless mouth too.
I still do.
Well, I have a short fuse.
Still do.
I definitely have problems with anger and stuff like that. That's why when I had my baby and I was like no job, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to figure out I was looking for a job while I was pregnant. But of course I didn't get nothing. And I should have got all of them for discrimination, but you know, I wasn't thinking. Yeah, my mom's like, why don't you study and become a teacher? I just who? Me? You want your crazy kid to deal with these crazy students and teachers? Me?
Like, but I'll tell you though, honestly, I got tricked into doing it because I want some extra money, and I went to the school the first week. I was like, I'm never coming back to this shit. Like, I fucking hate these kids. They're bad. I can't deal with them. And then my last day was a Friday, and the little girl came up to me. She was like, Mr. Lay, I'm so sorry that you do so bad. She hugged me, and I wanted to cry because I felt so bad that I was wanting to quit.
Yeah.
And so I came back the next week, and they treated me good after that. Like, I mean, they had the utmost respect for me because she realized that I was really wanted them to get help because they had lost so many teachers that year because of COVID. Their first teacher, she had left because her daughter got COVID, died. The second teacher came because her parents got COVID. The third teacher came, and then she just quit because she couldn't deal with it. And then I just feel like, man, I'm coming in, and then I'm about to leave too. And the girl, she was tired of losing teachers. She told me that I'm tired of losing teachers every week. And she was like, I apologize. She's like, can you please come back? We really like you. And she was like, don't forget these kids who don't want to act right. Please come back. And I went over the weekend. I thought about it, and I went back. And I never left after that.
That's good.
Yeah. I mean, I think to a degree, like we've all probably like done things that, like, looking back on it, it's like I said I was never going to do that, or didn't think that, you know, I could do that, stuff like that. Me in the military. And then you look back and like, oh, okay, like, all right, I got that, or it wasn't too bad, or, you know, this is how things were actually supposed to be.
Yeah. Yep.
Fierce Publishing said, do you all have counselors to help diagnose mental illnesses in the children? They do go through their IEPs and their 504s, I think. But the parent has to like actually want that for them. And if the parent doesn't, then we have to deal with the behavior until the parent wants to actually admit that the kid needs it.
And that's another thing. People are embarrassed or
denial.
Whatever. Denial. Thank you. That too. That the kid, that them themselves have problems, and that their kids have problems, but you know, no one wants to admit to it. Like it's something like as if it's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's really not.
No,
I'll tell you, one of the parents
that you need.
One of the parents in my school this year, she divorced her husband because he wouldn't let her get her son diagnosed. And she divorced him this year so she can get her son diagnosed because he's one of the brightest and smartest kids. He just has he has I think he has autism. But the dad didn't want to accept it, and because he wouldn't let her go and do it, she got full custody of her son, and she went and got him help.
Well, that's good.
Good for her.
Yeah,
good for her. That takes strength.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. That takes strength, and she showed up and showed out, didn't she? She said, "I can show you better than I can tell you how serious I am."
Yeah.
That's
I
good,
mean, I applaud her for that because I think that she just sees the potential in her son. He's an amazing kid, but he just his attention span it just goes but so far. And like when we tutor with him after school, he can tell you everything. He knows everything. But when other kids are around, like he just can't comprehend. He can't stay focused. He wants to do what everybody else is doing because he feels like he wants to be like to him normal.
Yeah.
And we try to tell him like you are normal, but he's like, no, they're normal, and I want to go with what they're doing. And so we had to tutor him after school. His grades are good because we tutor him after school, but he needs the help, so he can do it during school.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
Tierra says so many parents don't get their child tested for learning disabilities. My son is autistic and was on honor roll. Now Dean's List College. See,
all right now,
that's what's up.
Yep.
And I think that there are some parents who don't understand that the kid could be in the Dean's List because they're so afraid to diagnose the kid.
Right? Because it doesn't mean like they be dumb or anything like that. It's just they learn differently.
Yes.
And
that's why I relate with my kids a lot because I was never a book person. I'm gonna show it to me so I can know it. I never could learn reading from something. You have to show it to me, and so that's why I work with my kids.
Put a good story behind it.
Huh?
I said, or put a good story behind it because that interests you, you remember.
Oh yeah,
relatable. Reading these dry words that have no no interest. I'm just like,
it's like how many more words do we got to go through? Like God,
right?
I'm tired. Get somebody else to do it. I'm tired.
Right.
But if let me put my hands on it. Let me show me the video. Show me what this person did. We learned about then what's the first lady who flew a plane?
Amelia Earhart.
Amelia Earhart. Yeah. We learned about her today. The kids is like, what? But I showed them a YouTube video about her today. They can tell you everything about her now.
Yep.
Everything. She flew over to the some island and she got lost and she crashed. They think she crashed and she died. They know all of that, but it's because you teach them the reading way and then show it to them so that they can see both ways.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. Because everybody learns differently, so it's good to hit it at different directions and stuff like that, and you'll most likely get all your students to remember this knowledge that you're trying to put on them. Yeah. Because for me, I can study good with when I'm playing music, when I'm listening to music. Oh, I can't study in the quiet. Just
actually.
I'll be singing.
Not if it has lyrics. If it has lyrics, it's a rap.
That's me. I'm listening to the lyrics.
I need to hear some steady music, some jazz.
Yeah, I could do like that. Or just ambient sound, like the fireplace. Like I'll put like the fireplace on my TV or the rain.
Yep.
Yeah.
See, me, I watch YouTube. Everything I'm learning about the YouTube and watch videos about it so I can like see it and figure it out.
To piano or something.
Okay.
Or like they said, the nature ones. I think I use Spotify, and I think one of the playlists I have is called Brain Food or something. But yeah, it just has like different relaxing music to it from different genres.
Yeah,
I'm on the hip hop jazz right now. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, I cannot listen. I have to be like focused on the video part. I need to see what the hell is happening. Because if I don't, I can believe it, and then I'm gonna be like, "Why the fuck did this even happen?" Show it to me.
Yeah,
Otherwise, I'm not gonna believe it. Like, how did she fly this damn plane all these places and then she crashed at this point? Oh, she might have ran out of gas because it was too far. Got it. But if I just read, I would have never believed it. You know
I can see Barb trying to listen to music with lyrics. He's like,
yeah,
I'm like a squirrel, like, or I'll just like start thinking about something totally different. Like it's bad. Like I did really well in college. I did not do well like in school and elementary, high school, none of that. Like I've always been horrible at math. So when I went back to college, I was like so nervous that I was gonna like do so poorly because like I'd only ever done poorly. But once I learned how to learn the stuff, how I needed to learn the stuff, it was a whole different thing. So it's really important to just do it in the way that you can relate.
Yeah.
You know, I did way better in college than I did in grade school.
Me too.
Yeah. Like I had like a 3.5 in college, I was like lower than a 2.0 in grade school.
Me too. I was like 200.
Yeah.
I was like 190 something out of 205 people in my class.
I was about the same, but I went to a white school and it was
Me
real
too.
competitive.
Me
And
too.
we had like 1,000 students and only 17 of us were Black.
Mm.
So
maybe 7 of us.
Yeah. So you didn't want to be the Black kid, the Black dumb kid. I hate to say it that way, but that's how they would have looked at us. You didn't want to be that student. So
yeah,
my best friend,
I was on it.
Ranked lower than
like
me,
I am in school now. On it. Okay. If I get something below an A, I'm crying.
We're the same person.
I'm crying
right now. Like last week, my professor gave me some lower grades than he should have, and guess who was emailing him the next morning? Like,
that's me.
Like I don't play about my grades now.
Yeah,
I don't. Especially after doing so well in my undergrad. Like, I need to also be at 3.9 GPA with my master's.
Okay,
like,
and you paying for it too? Oh, I want all my points.
Right,
You know,
right.
I'm about to
right.
get back to school next fall, so.
Are you? Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to be done by then.
I'm going to get my degree in education.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Awesome.
So I thought about going back to teach nursing, but I don't know if I have the patience, even with adults. I just don't know if I have it. I can do, like I said, I can do with the
adults are different though, because I taught adults for broadcast.
They got mouths on them too. They got.
I did not have issues with adults though. Like the kids are totally different than my adults that I taught, because I taught broadcasting for 2 years. But because the people, they wanted to learn, like I never had any issues with that. The kids, it's like they just have their own personalities. They want to learn the way they want to learn. They want to not learn, and like the adults, they're paying for this, so they want to learn.
Yeah.
And so
that's me. I'm like,
that's the difference, though. That's the difference between having to be there and wanting to be there.
Yeah.
Maybe I can say I only want students 30 and up.
I mean, I would try it and see, because the only way you're gonna know if you like is to try it.
Yeah,
exactly. I would.
You can always quit.
And to be honest, I really was going to go and teach the middle school and create a broadcasting program.
Yeah.
But I feel like I want to teach second grade.
Okay.
Like I feel like that's my lane. Most of my kids, the last 2 years, I was the first guy they even seen as a teacher. And so my impact for them, this year for the third graders, like they act different. They do different because they have me and they're there like Mr. Lay, like I'm having a hard time. Can you do this? Can you talk about this? Like they come to me for everything. And I know that my kids from this year, because I was with them all year this year, so I know they're doing the same thing. And for me, there's a lot of pride in that. I love that they feel that they can come to me and talk to me about things when they're struggling or it feels hard for them or whatever. Because even last year, like some of the kids, like, I just need to take a walk. And I would be like, okay, let's go. What we got to talk about? And they would take a walk. That's it. I had a bad day this morning. My mom yelled at me. My grades were bad. I'm trying to get them up. This is what I need. And so we worked on those things. And I feel like in that age, I can do that, because I don't want to get into like 6th grade and y'all want to do what this girl's doing to the teacher trying to fight me, because I'm gonna be in jail and then I can't, I can't.
Yeah.
I don't have the temperament for that.
Sidebar.
Right.
Since we're talking about kids, what's the fundraising looking like? How are we looking?
Oh, I get the update yesterday. So we are almost at $500.
What? Yes.
Awesome.
Since we break it up, let's go ahead and play the commercial. I haven't played it yet. Let's go ahead and play the commercial.
Okay.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy SoDebNair, and I'm here to talk to you guys about something that I think is so fantastic. Remain Teachable, one of my subscribers, is graduating on July the 23rd, and she came up with something I think is so amazing and something that is going to help my students out so much. We are trying to raise $723. This $723 will go to my students' uniforms for the 2023-2024 school year. So what we're asking is that you donate $7.23. If we can reach this, it would be so amazing. It'd be so helpful for my students to get uniforms because some kids only have one polo, one pair of pants, and thought this was so amazing. And I'm so excited about this. We already have donations already, but I'm hoping that you guys help us reach this goal by July the 23rd. So again, you can log on to SoDebNair.com, drop that $7.23, and we will make sure that you guys get to find out their end results by July the 23rd. Thank you so much in advance, and let's do it. All right? I'm not y'all. Bye. So yeah, we're like at $484, I think.
Awesome.
So yes, we've been getting donations. So by July 23rd, we're gonna hit that goal.
Okay.
And if you guys don't know, this is Remain Teachable down here, guys. This is who sparked this whole thing. So definitely, guys, you can do super chats up until June because we'll get it before the 21st of July. So if you guys want to donate through super chats, definitely do that. But you can do Zelle, CashApp, or PayPal as well.
Okay.
But we got to almost 500 really fast. I think we did this maybe 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It hasn't been that long.
Yep. Had to start because I know Princess, works with the kids too, but I had to start, OH. Okay, well maybe the next fundraiser we can do for Princess kids.
Okay.
Let's keep it going.
And my classroom is Ohio State too. So yes, we did a chant at the beginning of the year, and they had to add OHIO into it. And they're like, what is that, Mr. Lee? I'm like, that's Ohio State, y'all. So I brought in all my Ohio State paraphernalia. I talked about Columbus, Ohio, what Ohio State University is. And they are so excited about Ohio State University. So.
That's awesome. What bothers me, though, is when you see someone with an Ohio State shirt on. Like, I'm in the DMV area, so you see a lot of different people, right?
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
My husband.
And I seen someone with an Ohio State shirt on, so I was like, oh, wait.
No.
And they just looked at me, and I'm like, oh, you ain't from Ohio.
Yeah. No. Now in Atlanta, though, that they do know. When I was a Lyft driver, I would piss off the Michigan fans all the time.
Oh, I bet you did.
I wish I would
like you are not from Ohio. Take that shirt off.
I'd be like, oh wait, then we got the car. I'd be like, go blue.
Oh my goodness,
that is so funny.
But yes, this has been a dope. I cannot wait to present this to the school when the school year starts next year. They're going to be like, what?
I can't wait either. I wish you can show us a video, but I know because of
YouTube. I actually, what I was going to do is I'm gonna send it to you though.
Okay.
So you can see it. What I wanted to try to get one of those big old checks.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Maybe we can look into that and see how we
can find one on Amazon or eBay or
something. Anything on Amazon.
Yeah, I want to get one of those big old checks to make it really dramatic because I love dramaticness. And my assistant principal, he loves dramatic stuff too. So he's gonna be like, oh yes, we're gonna definitely do it. So I can't wait.
Yeah, me neither. Me either. Kids need it. They deserve it. Help them feel better. You feel good, you do good.
Yeah, and I mean, just looking at my kids this year, like I have kids who have been wearing the same uniform all year. Like real talk. I mean, it'd be dirty. It's so worn out right now. Just coming to school with regular clothes on. Dirt. Like that's how much they're wearing the same stuff. So it definitely would be nice. And I'm going to actually go and buy the pants from probably like Target or something, or maybe get them off of Amazon so that the kids have.
Is there a way you can get in bulk so you can get a cheaper price? Now where you can be able to get more for the children?
Well, the pants I can. The polos I have to buy them from the school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, you can get these blank checks between $11 and $90.
Look, she already on it. Yes, ma'am.
What'd you say?
On Amazon, they got they got the big blank checks on Amazon between $11 and like $90.
Okay. Yes. I want to get
this.
And I'll blur out the school name and stuff if I put it on YouTube. I'll blur out the school name, but I definitely want the big check. Like that's something I definitely have to do.
That's so cool. I love that.
Yep, that's a good idea.
I wish I was there to see the kids' faces. Like,
well, I'm actually like I said, I'm going because I do all the video stuff at the school right now, so I'll definitely send it to you so you can see.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
I think Princess said she can find. She has one.
Can get it. Oh, okay. All right. I'll hit you up. Oh, she says I have a vendor that you can get one. You can design it out. Okay.
Awesome.
Resources.
Right.
Oh, thank you, Tiffany. Listen, we almost there, y'all. We almost there.
Crazy.
Thank you so much, Tiffany. Listen, I have no doubt we're not gonna reach this by the 23rd of July. The way this has been really going, we're gonna hit this.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have over.
Yeah.
So, you're gonna have overhead. Right.
And I feel like if when we hit the 223, I might need to get 2 checks for the overflow.
But they got them in sets too.
I'm like, well, wait, there's more.
Right? And someone runs in with the second check. Heck yeah.
Not only are we donating $223, but we have
y'all, my age telling on me right now.
Look, I got my fan is over here going on me. So you all right? You all right with me?
I need to buy a new fan. My fan broke, and these lights are hot. Like,
oh yeah.
I was gonna turn my fan on, but I didn't know if you were gonna be able to hear it, and I didn't want to, interrupt your stream.
Can y'all can't hear mine's is on right now.
I'm about to buy one this weekend because I can't.
I'm actually about to get off of here because I do got to get up and go to work tomorrow, y'all. But I do appreciate you guys so much for joining me for this conversation.
This was fun.
No problem.
Yes.
Nice meeting y'all.
I mean, pretty nice meeting you too.
Yes,
but these situations need to be spoken about because the thing is, if they had handled these situations way back in the day,
yes,
we wouldn't be having to deal with this today in 2023.
Right.
Yeah, something's.
And also, I don't blame a lot of the parents either because they do have COVID kids, and I do understand that it was hard for them to help, educate the kids while they were working. Some parents didn't know how to do it, but also when we're calling you, respect that we're calling you because your kid is being disrespectful at school. And when we see this video of this girl doing this, there should be no pullback from this because she's out of line.
Well, no, that's what I'm talking about. Because the thing is, you say COVID, today, but we didn't have it back then.
Yeah.
Years ago.
Yeah.
When they were still not having the teachers back.
Yeah.
And these kids act a plum fool and not doing nothing about the kids.
Yeah.
Very much.
When I get off here, don't go nowhere, beautifully animated. I want to talk to you.
Okay.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You said something. I'm like, girl, I know what you're talking about.
It was a.
Yep.
But all right, I'm gonna drop y'all down so I can end this live. So and stay. If y'all want to stay behind, stay behind. I just want to get off here real quick. Let me drop you guys real quick. Y'all, thank y'all so much for joining me tonight for this conversation. It's very important that we talked about this. As you guys know, I am a school teacher. I was a sub, but some guys learned today that I'm not just a sub anymore. But I definitely enjoy you guys for tuning into this. Make sure you guys check me out tomorrow. Be in the case I will be doing our champagne conversations with our news stuff tomorrow. So tune into that. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, y'all.
I did it. 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 You did it. I did it.